Hello everyone, welcome back to the second session of our first session, that is the framing of Indian Constitution. In the first session we had gone through the framing of Indian Constitution background and the Constituent Assembly and others. So in the second session we will seeing the objective resolution passed and adopted by the Constituent Assembly, which like the Constituent Assembly declares it for and solemn to proclaim India as an independent sovereign republic and to draw up for the future governance of the Constitution. The territories that are under the control of British India will come under the control of Indian states as well as such other territories who are willing to be the part of independent sovereign India shall be the union of all of them. The said territories, whether with their present boundaries or with such others, may be determined by the Constituent Assembly. Thereafter, according to the law of the Constitution, it shall possess and retain a status of autonomous units together with statutory powers and exercise all the powers and functions of the government and administration, and except such power and functions are as are vested in or assigned to the union or as are inherent or implied to in the union or resulting therefrom, all power in the authority of sovereign independent India, its constituent parts and organs of the government, be deprived from the people, justice, economic and political equality of status and opportunity before the law, and many other fundamental rights were shall be granted and secured to all the people. These are the main points. Adequate safeguards and rights shall be provided for minorities, backward and tribal areas, and depressed and other backward classes also. It shall maintain the integrity and of the territory, the republic and its sovereign rights, sea and air according to the justice and law of civilized nations. The ancient India attains its rightful and honored place in the world, and the willing contribution to the promotion of world peace and the welfare of nations. The Constituent Assembly adopted these objectives on 22nd January 1947. It provided the ideological framework which guided the process of framing of the Constitution of India. All the ideal points of objective resolutions were designed to make India a sovereign, independent republic and to secure all its citizens a fundamental right, justice, secularism and welfare state, as well as to preserve all the unity and integrity of the nation. The resolution makes India a democratic union with an equal level of self-government in all constituent parts. It confirms that all powers and authority of the government derive from people. On 15th August 1947, India became independent. And a day before 14th August, and a day before, on 14th August 1947, when Pakistan was partitioned out of India, then the Constituent Assembly of India got a sovereign status and started undertaking the task of drafting the Constitution of India with a new zeal and enthusiasm. To conduct its work in a systematic and proper manner, the Constituent Assemblies makes several committees, and these committees submit their report on the subject on which they were assigned. Some of these committees were committees on procedural matters, while others were on the committees on substantive matters. The reports of these committees provided the bricks and the mortar for formulating the Constitution of India. In the making of our Constitution, a very valuable role was played by the drafting committee. On 29th August 1947, the drafting committee was constituted under the chairmanship of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. The members of this committee include its versatile chairman and such legal luminaries like B.L. Mitter, N. Gopalaswamy, and others. And after the death of Dr. D.P. Khaitan, T.T. Krishnacharya was made its member. Here, Dr. B.N. Rao worked as a chief constitutional advisor attached to the committee, attached to this committee. On 21st February 1948, the drafting committee submitted its report or draft to the Constituent Assembly, and then Assembly held debates on it. On the basis of this discussion, drafting committee formed a new draft submitted to the Assembly on 4th November 1948. From 14th November 1949 to 26th November 1949, the final debate was held on draft on 26th November 1949. The constitution was finally adopted and enacted in the words of Granville Austin. In the words of Granville Austin, the adoption of Constitution of India was the greatest political venture since the Palladian Convention. Then, the Constitution was inaugurated on 26 January 1950. It is significant to mention that this day was observed as the Independence Day every year, as the British rule and India later in order to perpetuate the memory of the great place of the Purna Swaraj Day of the commencement of the Constitution. Sorry, sorry, commencement of the Constitution, and was delivered as the Republic with Dr. Rajendra Prasad as its president. Overall, in brief, an account of making the Indian Constitution by the Constituent Assembly. It took 2 years, 11 months, and 18 days to accomplish the task of making the Constitution by Constituent Assembly. In all, it held 11 plenary sessions and discussions, which took 114 days, and around rupees 6 lakh were spent in this exercise, Constitution of India. Indeed, the highest and the most valuable contributions of the Constituent Assembly to the Indian political system. Here, Dr. Rajendra Prasad observed, I desire to congratulate the Assembly on accomplishing a task such tremendous magnitude. It is not only my purpose to appraise the value of the work that the Assembly has done, or the merit or demerit of the Constitution which it has framed. And he also said, I am contented to leave that all others and poetry. That's all for now. Thank you for watching, and please do like, subscribe the channel. Thank you.